The WOCA. Ocala. All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Have you ever tried to move a piano? It is not easy.
Yeah.
If somebody ever asks you to volunteer to help them move, the first question is, do you have a piano? If you do, maybe I won't help you. No, moving a piano is hard. You know what else is heavy? Is the convertible couch things.
Oh, yeah.
The things that open up to beds. They are unbelievable. They're terrible.
Especially if we don't lock it down.
Hate moving them. and I always seem to be asked to help move things. So I had a piano once. It was a spinet, I guess is what you call it. It's an upright, but not the big upright. But anyway, in moving it, I tore a piece of the wood off of the edge of it, and it didn't look so good. So I had heard that you just get a brown magic marker, you color it in, and nobody will know the difference. And it was good enough for me. Anyway, I was watching TV one time, and there was a guy in there, and he says, "Has this ever happened to you?" And I'm watching and say, "Yes, that exact thing happened to me," except he didn't have a piano, he had a dresser. And the piece of the edge broke off, and instead of just coloring it with a brown magic marker, he got some kind of a putty. He put it on the thing, he molded it, he let it dry, he sanded it down, and then he colored it with the brown magic marker, and you couldn't tell. I mean, it was like the thing was never down. So, I'm going to do this.
Yes. I
wrote down everything he said. I went to the store, I bought the putty, I put the stuff on it. It looked like a kid had just piled some Play-Doh on or some, what do you call it? Play-Doh.
Yeah.
It looked like Play-Doh on the piano. Or maybe a big hunk of gum. It looked horrible. I think it had more to do with my skill as a handy repairman than anything else. But still, nevertheless, I'm guessing some of you who are more skilled than I have looked at some of the TV shows that show you these amazing makeovers, and you've said to yourself, what? Come on, how do they do that? Even I don't even have these skills. And I remember watching one where they did one of the ABC shows, and I know they created these beautiful homes. In fact, we know a guy in Gainesville who had a home torn down by ABC.
That's right.
And then rebuilt, and they moved the bus, and he had a new place.
Yeah, Tobin, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but I don't know how they make the cement dry that quick for the foundation.
I know.
I just don't understand
that's a mystery.
We have somebody on the phone who knows, and our somebody is a lady.
She's amazing.
Donna Hoffman is on the phone. Her credentials are amazing too. She's an award-winning interior designer known as the Interior Design Advocate. She's a top QVC on-air host. She's been featured on Better TV, ABC News, CNBC. She's featured in Real Simple magazine and Family Circle magazine. She's going to talk to us about this very topic and then some. And plus, there's a webinar we can all listen in on or watch. Yep. I'm not sure how this works. We'll find out right now. Donna Hoffman. Good morning, Donna.
Hey, Larry. Good to not see you, hear you. Hey, Robin. Good to be with you, too.
Thank you for being on. Where are you, Donna? Where are you calling from?
We're located in a suburb of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. How's the weather? Cold yet?
Yeah, getting chilly. I'm a New Yorker by birth, so I enjoy the East Coast weather.
Do you know the one thing about those kind of shows? Now, everybody's not going to be fortunate enough to have ABC come and bring a whole load of people to help you out. But I mean, even if you're motivated like I was to fix my piano, I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. Or am I wrong about that?
No, you're pretty right. Listen, one of the great things about all of the design shows that are out there, they're entertaining. It's great infotainment, right? There's some information, but it's primarily an entertainment vehicle that's done a great job raising awareness about interior design and construction and all the great things that can be done in and around your home. The downside is that there's this tremendous oversimplification that happens, and also there's a little bit of misinformation and sometimes even idiosyncratic information that gets out there, and it really ends up hurting design consumers because they don't always know how to draw the line with your subcontractors, what you should be asking your subs and your builders and your designers, and what you shouldn't expect, as well as what you should expect. So I don't know. Maybe there was a concise way of saying it, but the short answer is there's a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
exceptions.
Oh, well, and just use the only real show I've ever seen do this was the ABC show. So I'm not trying to pick on them, but I'm just referring to them. They have so many people helping out.
Right.
And I've often thought, if I had that many people, I still wouldn't get it done in a day. I don't. I mean, they must have somebody who choreographs all those people. I mean, assuming that they're telling us the truth.
Well, let's talk about what the shows don't tell you. Okay, there's a lot of donated labor. You started on labor. We'll get to product in a second. But there's a ton of donated labor because why? Because these labor companies want to have some airtime, exposure for their company, some advertising. So not only is there donated labor, but you see people working. I love this when the Chiron, the lower third, comes up saying, 2 a.m. Friday morning. 8 a.m. Sunday morning.
Right.
What? Your builder, your designer, your painter, they have families like you do. They're not working round the clock. They're working, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Right.
And builders are actually working probably more like 8 to 3, and they're stopping, before that once that sun really starts to get them wiped out and crazy. So that's one big thing right off the bat. Your project will never complete as quickly as you think it will because you don't have access to labor to that degree.
But still, just being motivated. Okay, let's say we understand that, but we're still motivated by it. We're still entertained by it, and now we want to take that step. And maybe it'll take us longer, and we won't have the help, and maybe we won't have the budget, but we still can improve our home. So is that where we're going next with this conversation? Is that where you can help us with the webinar, for example?
Yeah, the webinar actually is a great workshop, and hundreds of people sign up for this workshop. It's called From Decorating Stress to Decorating Genius, and it deals with how to stop doing everything that you're doing now that's causing your own design overwhelm, your own stress with whatever it is you're wrestling with in your own home. Generally speaking, people cause their own problems, and you don't even know you're doing it, so you keep doing more of the same. So we do everything from how to control the numbers to certain things from a design perspective you need to stop doing, and how to get into the driver's seat.
I think I'm sitting next to a decorating genius. Robin and I went to a conference up in Chattanooga, and we had a 10 by 10 plain looking square, and so did everybody else. And she changed ours into a French cafe, but I don't know how she did it. But everybody was commenting, "Wow, you got the best booth," or whatever they call those things. Yeah, and it looked good, and it sounded good, and it smelled good. So
yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot you can do using design strategy, and Robin was clearly doing that. It's the way you put all of your elements together, whether you're talking about a construction project or a design build project. There's a lot of strategy that goes into things, and something that really makes me laugh about the shows on TV, you don't see all of the behind the scenes digging down into the weeds that has to happen. The other day I was on site for a construction project, and a builder and the glass maker and I stood in a bathroom for an hour and 40 minutes trying to figure out how to move one electrical outlet that was in our way.
Wow.
The mirror we wanted to install. Right, but we kept finding pipes, and there was everything we didn't want to find in the wall we kept finding.
I believe it.
Yeah. So the design shows are so fun, but you don't see all of the mayhem and all of the heavy time that really has to go into making that one transformation happen. So again, a little bit misleading. A lot of fun to watch, but a little misleading.
But again, it goes back to the practical application of those shows. If there is a practical application, it is simply to get us off the couch and go into that bathroom and fix that thing that needs to be fixed. Or, you know what I mean? I think that's that's what it does.
It is, and before and after transformations are exciting for people. That's why designers and architects and builders, that's why they show it on their portfolio, and that's why you shoot in certain lighting, only on beautifully lit days, beautiful sunny days. You ever notice it's never raining out the window on those portfolio shots?
Right.
Because those transformations are entertaining, and it does excite people about being able to do something in your own home, sure. And again, I'm not anti the TV shows. I just get concerned when people have this false expectation of what things will cost and how quickly and easily they can get done.
You have your own. You founded your own design company, and you work every day with the people that want to have their places redecorated or designed from scratch. How do you manage to work with the people and get their ideas and still keep their personality, but using what you know is best?
Sure, that's a great question. I developed something called the design fingerprint, and that's kind of your design DNA in decorating. So what we do in our company with our luxury private clients is we actually take them through this design fingerprint exercise. So we pull out your design fingerprint and your spouse's design fingerprint, and we find the common point between the two of you, and then we use design strategy and formula to make that manifest in your home. And that's, a costly service because it's private one-on-one. With the Interior Design Advocate brand that we developed a few years ago, we teach other people how to do that on their own if working with a designer isn't right for you with either your values or with your budget. So your point is so well taken, Robin. Design, when it's really well done, it should look like you, not like the designer that made it for you.
Donna Hoffman is our guest. We're talking about designing our homes. She's got a webinar she's going to give us details on in just a bit. We've got to take a break, Donna. But on the other side of the break, I wanted to ask you a little bit about folks who have made a decision to sell their home. So they go to the extent of trying to fix it up, remodel it, and then after they see how beautiful it is, they say, "Oh, you know what? I think we'll stay here." Because I've heard those stories from before. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back with Donna Hoffman. This is WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today and increasingly windy. Watch out for a shower, high 80 to 84. Partly cloudy tonight with less wind. There can be a shower along the coast, low 64 and a few inland spots, 73 at the beaches. For tomorrow and Friday, partly sunny and breezy with a passing shower each day. High of both days, 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Over the past 10 years, most fire stations phased out the poles and replaced them with either stairs or the latest weapon in firefighting, the fireman's slide. Simply locking eyes with somebody makes them seem more attractive than someone who isn't looking your way. You're going to love this new type of therapy. It's bibliotherapy. Basically, a therapist recommends books to help you work through whatever issues you may have.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right. Thank you for waiting through the break. Donna Hoffman is on the phone. She's a consumer expert, an award-winning interior designer. She's got skills I'll never have. That's why I always depend on people like Robin to help me out with these kind of things. The one thing I remember, though, as a kid, my father told me, Donna, is that if you want to know which piece of furniture is the better piece, pick it up. If the heavier piece is always the better piece. Like if you have two similar looking dressers, right? You lift them up in the store, and if they're similar in size, similar in look, you're not sure which one, and they're similar in price, pick them up. If it's heavier, then it's probably a better build. Do you agree with my dad?
I think your dad was a smarty pants, Larry. No, I do. Listen, the way things are built on the inside, the guts that you can't see, absolutely determines the price. And unfortunately today, furniture that's still bench-made here in the U.S., it's just incomparably better in quality. And it's just costly. And that's why so many manufacturers have had to start to go to offshore resources to build at lower cost, to land at a price that the American consumer wants to see things. So we've kind of done it to ourselves. So you need to be careful when you're furniture shopping, but I've got a great technique I'm happy to share with you.
Oh, I want to hear it, yeah.
Okay, this is what you do when you walk into a furniture store. Just like you don't never go food shopping when you're hungry, you walk into a furniture store with a plan. The first thing you do is you loop through the store looking for whatever it is you're looking for, and when the salespeople say, "Hey, can I help you?" you say, "Nope. Love your shoes. You look great, but I'm not ready for you."
Love your
Do
shoes.
your loop. And then when you're done with your loop, you ask to work with a salesperson, preferably not the manager. And then you walk through with the salesperson and you talk about the things that you saw that you like. And then you want to ask, when you're out of earshot of the store owner or manager, you want to ask, by the way, I love a lot of your things here. Look forward to working with you. But can you tell me, what in your store wouldn't you buy? What shouldn't I buy?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Because the salespeople know what lines are backfiring, meaning where are things chipping, where are consumers and customers complaining about product, where are things coming in damaged a lot from a particular manufacturer. You'd be amazed at what the salesperson will be able to share with you. And again, you're going to ask them respectfully, and you're going to let them know, look, I like other things that you have. But they might tell you, don't go near that bedroom set because we're having problems with finish right now.
Well, wouldn't I risk them steering me away from the more affordable pieces? And that might be the cheaper made pieces too. I mean, there might be a reason for that.
That's a good conundrum you're in, right? Do you want quality and something that lasts, or do you want the lowest price?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in the furniture world, you can't always have both, and often you can't. But you can rely on a furniture store salesperson who's on the front lines working with both the product and the customers. She or he will know, where are the dead bodies out here? Where are the problems? And then once you know what it is you do want to purchase, that's when you want to talk to the manager and say, hey, by the way, love your stuff, excited to work with you. Can you tell me now, what happens if something goes wrong? What's your policy on delivery day if there's a problem? What happens 3 months after the delivery truck, rolls away, and if some of my sofa seams start to open up? What protections do I have with you? And they'll tell you, and then you're going to say, great, who's my point of contact if I do have a problem on delivery day, and if I have a problem after whatever that warranty period of time is? Get that information, get contact names, and make sure you're going to the manager on that, because salespeople can come and go in a store. The manager is connected to more of an upper management position, and you want a point of contact to watch your back, to advocate for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I have a question. You gave us some good information about when you're inside the store, but can you help us pick the store? And I'm not asking you to name names, but I'm wondering if sometimes you'll see an ad for a whole store, and I often wonder, well, gosh, is that a good place to go? It sounds like everything is cheap in there.
I'm going to tell you the most fabulous way to check out any store and cataloger and internet resource before you do business with them. You let your fingers do some Googling, and what you Google is complaints against XYZ store in Miami, complaints against XYZ, website, sofas. You're going to put in the company name, and you're going to look for complaints against them. And if you start seeing, hey, don't shop here, they don't deliver product, they're late on everything, don't buy the sofa from XYZ website, it's garbage. If you start seeing constant complaints around the same theme, then you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. That said, if you see a single complaint, somebody might have had a problem. Sometimes a manufacturer spits out something that's a lemon on the line. So you got to give people a little bit of slack. But if you see a dozen or more constant complaints about customer service, right, exactly.
Some furniture stores have no money back. Like if you're returning an item, my folks went to this furniture store. They bought a complete living room set. They had it delivered. They loved it in the store. They got it in their place. It was too bulky. The colors weren't right, and everything was just wrong. And my folks were always, spot on at choosing things and stuff. Well, then they had them come back from the store to take it back. Then when they went to get their money back, they said, oh no, we don't do that. You have to get store credit.
Well, we talked earlier about finding out those store policies beforehand, and that's absolutely a question you need to ask. And I will say, on behalf of the store, when you're dealing with custom product is almost always across the industry in all price points non-returnable, because you've asked somebody to specifically color a sofa to your preference, and if you don't want it, nobody else is going to want it. So furniture stores really could be badly put out of business if they allowed people to do custom furniture and return it. So both private designers like me and my company and furniture stores, that's a fairly standard practice, that custom items are non-returnable. As far as non-refundable, because you didn't like it in your home, that's fairly standard as well. So really what you want to do is make sure that you have a furniture, either a designer, a private designer come in and work with you, or a furniture salesperson come out and do a space plan. Make sure everything's going to fit properly. Ask for fabric swatches so you can take something home and look at it in your light, because things change when it's, in your property as opposed to the store lighting. Color changes, just in the room in which it's being viewed. If you move the same color piece from different rooms in your home, it could kind of feel a little different. So those are a couple of precautions, Robin, to put in place. But when you think about the cost that a furniture store goes through just to deliver your items and the labor involved, it would really be impossible for them to have a policy of, hey, try it out. If you don't like it, send it back.
Good point, yeah.
That
Right.
said,
Yeah, good point.
at the very top, top antique dealers, top rug dealers, they will let people look at something in their home for 3 days. But now you're talking about a rug that's $15,000. Of course, it's to their benefit to have you look at it in your home for 3 days, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Donna Hoffman is our guest. She is the interior design advocate, and she's got a webinar. We're going to tell you about that in just a bit. Right now, we have a phone call coming in. Are you okay with taking calls from listeners?
I'm a former QVC host. Are you kidding? I love talking to people. Absolutely.
Good morning. You're on the air with Donna Hoffman.
Thank you so much for taking the call.
You're welcome.
I identify what she's saying because I did some with rooms to go, and when I got it back, I had a defective piece of furniture that they tried to deliver 3 different times, and they never would take it back until I called the Better Business Bureau, and then they finally did pick it up.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's
that Better
important to
Business
ask that
Bureau
question,
is
what's
something-
your policy about problems with a product?
Yeah, find out the policy. Yeah. Donna?
That's right. You want to find out the store policy, but you also have to look at what kind of complaints are out against a store that you're doing business with. Just because a store has their doors open, that doesn't mean they're a healthy business. It doesn't mean they're a good business. So you need to do your research today, because that was I'm sure your rooms to go room. I'm sure that was not a low cost investment for you. People spend more time, doing research on their trip to Disney than they do researching, the $6,000 worth of furniture they're buying from a
Good
store.
point. Yes. Thank you for the call. That was a good call. All right, we've got, before we run out of time, explain the webinar. When is it? It's called From Decorating Stress to Decorating Genius.
Yes, absolutely. It's a webinar that you can join from anywhere in the country. We have people throughout the U.S. and Canada joining us. From Decorating Stress to Decorating Genius is all about showing you how to get empowered in your own decorating projects. We have 2 live sessions happening, one at noon Eastern and one at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Thursday, October the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to register for free, just go to our Facebook fan page, and that fan page is The Interior Design Advocate. And you'll see a blurb about the free workshop webinar, and you'll see how you can register for it.
And is that the website as well? The interiordesignadvocate.com?
That's the website as well. Yep, and we've got a great product there that actually teaches you, empowers you to do your own great design at your place.
Oh, excellent. Gosh, we're almost out of time, but one of these days, here in Florida, we have a lot of outdoor furniture, and it's nice to have it. Maybe we could get some tips on outdoor furniture one day. Do you have, I'm guessing Pennsylvania, you have your share of outdoor furniture as well.
Yeah, we have outdoors here too, Larry.
Not so much in the winter. I don't know. What do I know?
We got sun, we got air, yeah.
You got air. Well, Donna, you've been fun. Thank you so much for being on the air with us and giving us the tips that you gave us. And for everybody else, the webinar, what we'll do is we'll take that information and promote it on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, which is also where you will find, by the way, the recording of this interview. You won't see Donna. You'll see the top of my head and Robin. The camera aims that way on purpose. So, Donna, thank you for being on the air with us today. Good stuff.
My pleasure. Loved being with you guys.
That was fun. All right, we will take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The
weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. It'll be partly sunny today and increasingly windy. Watch out for a shower, high 80 to 84. Partly cloudy tonight with less wind. There can be a shower along the coast, low 64 and a few inland spots, 73 at the beaches. For tomorrow and Friday, partly sunny and breezy with a passing shower each day. High both days, 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A pilot's been killed in a U.S. fighter jet crash